Story 1. Once upon a time in the small town of Millbrook, there was an annual carnival that brought smiles to everyone's faces. The celebration was filled with vibrant lights, thrilling rides, and joyous laughter. However, this year, something sinister lurked within the festivities. As the sun set and the carnival erupted in a symphony of excitement, there was a peculiar figure that disguised himself as a clown. With a pale white face smeared with grotesque makeup and a twisted grin stretching from ear to ear, the clown became known as Grimsby, the town's most enigmatic character. Children, ever curious, were drawn to Grimsby's twisted allure. They found themselves entranced by the unsettling glimmer in his eyes, as he silently roamed the grounds, his gigantic, floppy shoes slapping against the earth. Adults, on the other hand, shivered at the sight of him, but dismissed their unease as mere superstition. Little did they know, Grimsby had carefully planned his malevolent intentions. Every night, as the fairground emptied, he would sneak into the tents housing the various carnival attractions, causing havoc and fear beyond imagination. He revealed in the chilling screams that echoed through the empty field, relishing in the terror he induced. The townspeople grew increasingly suspicious as whispers of Grimsby's nefarious deeds spread like wildfire through the tight-knit community. Parents clutched their children tightly, warning them to steer clear of the fiendish clown. No one knew what he truly wanted, but the favorite theory was that he fed on the energy of fear, thriving on the emotions of his victims. Johnny, a brave 10-year-old boy, wasn't one to shy away from an adventure. His curiosity piqued by the mysterious clown, he decided to delve deeper into the truth that surrounded Grimsby. Determined to uncover the secrets hidden beneath his deceptive smile, Johnny embarked on a dangerous journey to unravel the darkness hidden behind the clown's eyes. Johnny discreetly watched the clown patrol the carnival grounds from behind a bevy of cotton candy stands. A split-second opportunity presented itself when the clown disappeared behind a large tent, and Johnny seized the moment to sneak inside, his heart pounding within his chest. Inside, the tent's interior was like stepping into a haunting nightmare. Blood-red velvet drapes lined the walls, framing dimly lit mannequins dressed in clown outfits. Johnny navigated through a maze of hanging masks, his fingers tracing the cold fabric as he ventured further into the clown's lair. Suddenly, a door creaked open, and Grimsby appeared, his malevolent eyes piercing through the darkness. Johnny's heart raced with a mixture of dread and adrenaline as the clown drew closer, his twisted grin widening impossibly further. Without saying a word, Grimsby gestured Johnny to follow him. Summoning every ounce of courage he possessed, Johnny obeyed, following the clown into another room. Inside, were painting supplies, stacks of photographs, and an eerie ambience that chilled Johnny to the bone. Glued to the walls were photos of children, their faces twisted with fear, while disturbing portraits of Grimsby adorned the center of the room. It was at this moment that Johnny realized Grimsby had been capturing the fear of children on canvas, relishing in their distress. In some twisted way, the clown was attempting to consume these emotions for his own ill will. Terrified, but determined, Johnny grabbed one of Grimsby's paintings, ripping it from the wall. The clown lunged forward, but Johnny fled, running through the circus tent and into the open air. Grimsby gave chase, their footsteps resounding amidst the deserted fairground. Just as Johnny reached the edge of the carnival, his legs nearly giving out from exhaustion, he felt a hand on his shoulder. He turned, expecting to see Grimsby's twisted face, but instead, he found himself facing a group of concerned adults, led by the town's sheriff. They had been searching for Johnny, alarmed by his disappearance. Grimsby had vanished, leaving no trace of his sinister presence behind. From that day forward, the town of Millbrook held its carnival every year, but the children's laughter and the adults' excitement were now accompanied by a lingering unease and constant vigilance. Grimsby, the creepy clown, would forever be etched in their memories as a harrowing presence in the night. Story 2. In the quiet town of Ravensshire, the arrival of a traveling circus was always cause for excitement. Families eagerly awaited the colorful tents, the enchanting performances, and the delightful presence of clowns. But this year, the town's enthusiasm turned sour when a particularly menacing clown arrived. They called him Malachi, a name derived from a long-forgotten tale of a malevolent jester who haunted the local village centuries ago. Malachi's reputation preceded him, and whispers of his eerie charm spread through the town like a chilling fog. People became apprehensive, sensing something unsettling beneath his painted facade. As the circus set up on the outskirts of town, children felt a magnetic pull towards the spectacle. Their parents, however, warned them to steer clear of the creepy clown, feeling an unexplained dread whenever their eyes met Malachi's cold, piercing gaze. One evening, Lucy, a 10-year-old girl with an insatiable curiosity, disregarded her parents' advice. She had always been fascinated by the mysterious and dark, finding beauty in the shadows. Driven by her longing to discover the truth behind Malachi's reputation, she decided to venture into the heart of the circus. Under the cover of night, Lucy navigated through the maze of tents, the scent of popcorn wafting through the air. She caught glimpses of performances and joyful laughter, but her focus remained fixed on the sinister clown. She was determined to uncover the truth, no matter how terrifying it might be. Following the sound of distant music, Lucy arrived at a hidden tent unlike any other. It was dimly lit, casting long shadows that danced eerily on the walls. Inside, the air was thick with anticipation, as if the tent itself held ancient secrets. Lucy's heart pounded in her chest as she made her way to the center of the room. Suddenly, the tent fell silent, and the crowd turned to face her. Their eyes filled with fear and desperation, silently pleading for help. It was then that the spotlight revealed Malachi, standing before them with a twisted grin. A hush fell over the audience as Malachi began to speak, his voice filled with both malice and sorrow. "Welcome to my world," he sneered. "A world where fear amplifies the very essence of existence." He raised his hand, and a chilling gust of wind rattled through the tent. Lucy trembled, realizing she had stumbled into a sinister trap. But instead of succumbing to the fear, an unexpected surge of bravery ignited within her. She refused to let herself become just another victim in Malachi's cruel dance of terror. With a burst of courage, Lucy dashed towards the exit, seeking safety beyond the carnival's boundaries. Malachi roared with anger, giving chase, his oversized shoes thudding against the ground. But just as he was about to catch Lucy, the townspeople burst into the tent, armed with courage and resolve. A fierce battle ensued, a flurry of brave souls defending against the malevolent clown. Malachi fought back, his presence growing more desperate and frenzied with each passing moment. But the collective bravery of the townspeople proved too much for the terrifying jester. With a final attempt at escape, Malachi vanished into thin air, leaving the town of Ravensshire forever changed. The circus continued to visit each year, now void of the ominous clown's presence. The lessons learned from that night remained etched in the hearts of the townspeople, reminding them to face their fears head-on and to cherish the light that exists even within the darkest corners. Story 3. Once upon a time, deep in the heart of the old, forgotten circus grounds, a haunted figure known as Zephyr the Scary Clown lingered. The town of Greystone had long abandoned the circus due to a devastating incident, but the memory of Zephyr's wickedness continued to haunt the imaginations of those who had witnessed his malevolence. Zephyr had been the star attraction, captivating audiences with his twisted sense of humor and unnerving tricks. His face, hidden beneath grotesque white makeup and smeared red lipstick, revealed a wickedness that permeated every inch of his being. Children shrieked in terror as he performed dangerous stunts, while adults watched on with an uneasy mixture of fascination and dread. Yet, one fateful night, Zephyr went too far. Egged on by the exhilaration of fear he incited, he took his act to an unthinkable extreme, endangering the lives of unsuspecting audience members. Chaos erupted, and the once vibrant circus turned into a place of nightmares. From that moment forward, Zephyr became an urban legend, a chilling cautionary tale whispered from parents to children. The circus was abandoned, left to decay in the passing years, but Zephyr's haunted spirit remained, trapped in the twisted wreckage he had left behind. Years later, a group of friends dared each other to visit the old circus grounds and discover the truth behind the legends. Determined to prove their bravery, they marched through the rusted gates, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. As they ventured deeper into the overgrown paths, their laughter turned to unease, their jokes fading into anxious silence. Shadows danced eerily along the cracked pavement, and a cold breeze whispered through the empty tents, as if warning them of the lingering presence. Suddenly, they heard a haunting melody drifting through the air. The sound grew louder with each step, leading them closer to the tent at the heart of the circus grounds. Peering inside, the flickering candlelight revealed a figure standing in the center, a figure in a tattered clown costume. Zephyr the Scary Clown turned to face them, his eyes filled with an unsettling mixture of malice and sadness. There was an air of resignation about him, a weary acceptance of his own torment. He raised a hand, beckoning them to come closer. Drawn by morbid curiosity, they hesitantly approached, their hearts pounding with both fear and intrigue. Zephyr's voice, cracked and haunting, echoed through the tent. "Beware the darkness within," he murmured, "for it consumes even the brightest souls." The friends listened, captivated and unnerved, as Zephyr shared his tragic story. He revealed that he had succumbed to the darkness within his own heart, allowing it to consume him until he lost all sense of boundaries and morality. With a heavy sigh, Zephyr admitted his remorse, his yearning for redemption that could never come. As shadows grew longer, it became clear that Zephyr was forever trapped in this desolate place, forced to relive his wickedness for eternity. The friends left the circus grounds, forever changed by their encounter with Zephyr. The experience served as a stark reminder of the darkness that dwells within every soul, urging them to confront their own demons and strive for kindness and compassion. Years later, when recounting their tale, they were filled with a mix of awe and trepidation. Zephyr the Scary Clown had become a cautionary tale once more, a reminder that the consequences of embracing darkness are far more terrifying than any superficial thrill it may provide.